Okay, so we're about 4 months from our last election, which of course means it's time for the Republicans to start running for president again.
Sure.
Because they've done 4 months of governing, and that's about all, right?
That's all it could take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we got the earliest to signal his entry into the 2016 race is former governor of Florida, Jeb Bush, or as his brother calls him, Fat Face.
Is that right? Is that what his brother calls him?
I'm guessing.
I don't know. It's good, yeah.
I'm guessing.
He loves the nicknames.
Hey, there's Fat Face. Hey, how you doing, Fat Face? So the first order of business for Jeb Bush is to distance himself from his idiot brother. You know, the brother they should have kept in the attic instead of letting him become president.
Yeah, for 8 years.
So here he is with George Snuffleupagus, and he's asking him, are there any problems running for office now with the last name Bush? And here's what he says.
My guess is that history will be kind to my brother the further out you get from this.
And you're not going to be president, nor are you going to get that honorary history professorship you're hoping for.
Yeah, also the history is going to be kind to my brother, like 1.7 million years from now.
Yeah, yeah, you got to go really far.
Yeah, because by then the world would have been annihilated in a nuclear holocaust like 6 times, and I'll be honest, that Bush stuff won't seem so terribly important anymore. Yeah.
Really, yeah. I've tried. After there's our sun goes into a supernova, nobody's going to really care about the Iraq War.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So we'll be kinder then. Yeah.
All right, he's got more to say.
I wonder if that's how it felt to you, and it did affect your thinking about a possible presidential run someday at all.
I didn't.
Hey, why does he laugh like John Candy at that? Did you notice that?
I didn't.
So he came out and he made a bunch of gaffes over immigration. People came after him. He's taking a lot of flack. George Snuffleupagus says, is that what you expected? He does that. But then he goes out and he has a couple of George Bushisms I'm going to play for you right now. Good. He'll do a thing where he sounds just like a George Bush affectation. And so let's play the next one.
I haven't found it to be rocky, but I'm not viewing this as a political re-entry either. I just don't view it that way.
Is that not George? I just don't view it that way. Isn't that exactly what George Bush would say? I just don't view it that way.
That's the smart one.
And he says he doesn't view this as his political re-entry, which means he thinks we've been following him all along.
That's right. Yeah.
You know,
people are fascinated by every move I make.
Is he like Madonna when she shows up at the venues now? How come it's so small? Nobody's really following you that much.
Nobody's paying attention.
Nobody's paying attention anymore, Madonna. You're 50 showing your tit. It's okay. All right. I don't know why I got to take a swipe at Madonna in the middle of a Jeb Bush thing.
It's all right. It's not so bad.
Okay.
I was going to shit.
Now watch this. Here's the George Bush shrug. Watch this. Here comes it. Play the next clip.
It makes it harder to reach agreement when there's not trust.
Watch that. I'm going to play it again. He goes like this. Remember when George Bush would do that all the time? Like, I'm not good with words. I just make, I go.
It makes it harder to reach agreement when there's not trust.
The worst thing that could doom Jeb Bush, I mean, his only hope is that he is seen as the smart brother and different and more like the father and not like the brother. And the more he seems like the brother, I mean, actually, for this little segment here is for the first time made me think, oh, that guy's not winning.
Yes.
Like, oh, forget it, because it's too. And also, like George Stephanopoulos asking that question, the first question here, does it make you think about maybe possibly running? Like, do you not get that this has been, at least to their credit, not in a Machiavellian way, but like the Bush family has planned this a little, George.
Yes.
Like, this is not going to be like it's not like in 8 months they're going to be sitting around having a Bush pancake breakfast. And be like, you know, Jeb, maybe you want to think about running. You know, I mean, this shit has come up before.
That's very good. Nice work. Oh, guess who else is running for? Also signaling his intentions to run for president, Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, or as I like to think of him as the Tea Party calendar's September hunk of the month. That's what I like to think of him. He recently filibustered the John Brennan appointment to the CIA over the drone strike issue, and a lot of people were impressed with it. I'm more impressed with RuPaul's filibuster.
I missed that one.
Less fake hair. That's why I like it. Less fake hair at the RuPaul filibuster.
Don't be jealous.
Okay, so, and thank God for Rand Paul, because he doesn't think Americans should be killed by drones, but die in the gutter from lack of health care funds.
Right, sure.
Right, okay, so here he is. He was I mean, to his point, Rand Paul, he was actually making a real point during his filibuster about the drones. Normally when they do these filibusters, they're silent, or when they read from cookbooks or the dictionary, because whenever you let a senator speak freely, it usually ends up like this.
Out of that chaos, Hitler was elected democratically. They elected him out of this chaos. The point isn't that anybody in our country is Hitler. I'm not accusing anybody of being that evil. I think it's an overplayed and a misused analogy. But what I am saying is that in a democracy, you could someday elect someone who is very evil. That's why we don't give the power to the government.
Can you imagine being that guy's patient? I'm not saying you have cancer. I'm saying that there's cancer present. I'm saying that in the future you might have cancer that would kill you in a democracy.
Right, you don't want to give that power to the doctor to fix it. Yeah, also, it's not just, he's not even, like, that's the problem with Rand. Well, there's a lot of problems with Rand Paul. But of course, if he were just talking about the executive branch power, we're in agreement. Like, we sign up that there needs to be the checks and balances. We don't want too much power vested in an executive. And what a shock that the Bush administration, who gave all this power to the executive, that the next executive didn't come along and go, no thanks. That's all right. You can't. I don't want this power.
I don't want all this power.
Not interesting, because I'm sure somewhere along the line, one of them will just give it up willingly. Although if anyone was going to give it up willingly, it would have been Barack Obama. But like, so he doesn't just say, be corrupted, somebody evil. We don't want to give that power. He says to the government. Not to the executive, to the government.
Right.
Because for him, it's everybody. Like you said, they don't want the government involved in helping people in any way, because somehow that's evil.
So, but what he's saying is that someday we might actually elect someone who's evil, and I don't know, starts illegal foreign wars and orders war crimes and brags about it on television. Yeah. That might happen someday.
Someday.
It might not happen. It's crazy. There's nobody that crazy. There's nobody that evil in America, Dick Cheney. There's nobody that evil in America, Dick Cheney.
I like that you had Rand Paul doing a little Rodney Dangerfield there. That was good.
I get no respect.